All right, so I've already demonstrated quite a few, and I think quite entertaining Hold'em demonstrations that a lay audience could appreciate. Uh, but it occurred to me that you could actually demonstrate a legitimate stacking. Uh, you'd be exposing more of what you're going to stack up front, but the payoff is that you don't have to do any magic guy finagling to the extent that you had to do for that. And this is actually a stack that you could actually do in a legitimate game, albeit it would be much easier if you had a partner to help gather all the cards necessary. It's almost equivalent to an in-process cold deck. Without actually switching in a cold deck, you get the full effect of a cold deck sequence. Anyway, this one is because you don't have the Magic Eye stuff up front, or very little of it. Uh, this is a demo that's actually legitimate. Okay. All right. So let's just show you. You actually go out and tell them you're going to set a pair of jacks. I'll use all black cards, so I keep it simple and you can keep track of everything. Pair of jacks for the first player, queens for the second player, kings for the third player, and of course I'm going to get the winning hand. You still say that bit, okay? So again, the aces, the winning hand for the cheat, the kings third, queens for the two, and of course the jacks take everything. So and this is the most finagling that they're going to see. This is it, just going like this and in the routine. But of course, in a real game, you wouldn't have to do that because you just gather them as you need them. And these cleanly go on top of the pack in that order. And in a game, this is what you'd really do: just cut them in. And we're going to go ahead and do just one shuffle. And hopefully, I don't screw this up. And you can do the big Z if you want, but that's not necessary either. And check it out. I want you to see they all come off the top of the deck. All right, no finagling. And this is very powerful because the flop is going to make everybody happy. They're staying in no matter what. This guy's got the pair of jacks, as I promised. He's got the queens, and he's got the kings. And the flop, of course, the burn and the flop, they're all happy immediately in sequence. The jacks, he sees trip jacks, queens trip queens, kings trip kings. And of course, the big coup de grace, my ace comes in and takes it all. Of course, it's important that the last card is an air ball because you still got the river card. Now, what happens if it isn't an air ball? Let's say it's a king. Well, that gives this guy quad kings. He's got two kings here and a kings here. You're dead in the water. That's why I always take the advantage. I do stack the ace hand, but I don't give it to myself. I give it to another sucker over here. It's great. And that way, of course, I'm sitting here with the royal flush in hearts. So that way you get a legitimate demonstration. This is something that can actually be done in a game. I really believe that, albeit, as I said, with a partner to help you get the cards. But you're not doing any Magic Eye stuff to any extent. The little bit of Magic Eye stuff you're doing only because you've got to explain it to an audience. So anyway, there's a legitimate stack.